Good morning, it's Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler. I'm in the Dominican Republic. I'm in a place called Luperón, which is called a hurricane hole. It's a place where sailboats come and park their boats in hope of the kind of surrounding bay and mountains stop problems. I've been having a lot of fun lately with talking to a guy named Steven and getting to know the great part about here is we have these kind of different personalities. They're all sailboat people, and which is so it's kind of like whoremongers. Okay, so you got a totally different channel, which is what is the wonderful part about travel, is you get to change the channel all the time. I'm thinking about I have a really bad problem with my back, and it's not, there's just no way to ignore it. So fortunately, one of the interesting things about this problem is that I have a back problem. So what I have to do is reinvent myself, and in a way that's all I do with travel all day long, is try to find a way to circumvent little problems and stuff. So when you're living in one place all the time, you sort of get in patterns and routines, and you solve the problems one time, and maybe you solve it for 30 years. Each time I move, I have a new set of problems and just a new variation of the same problem. But what I've been laughing about is feedback. What you want in life is feedback. You want a filter on your brain. You want your friends to tell you when you're acting crazy. You want the boss to correct you. You say you don't, but the truth is we all do. We even get a married wife, which she tells us what to do. And if you didn't want somebody to tell you what to do, why would you be married to her? So obviously the facts are we look for people to give us feedback. I need feedback right now on how to take. I broke my leg when I was 23. I'm 56. So what's that? 33 years ago, I broke my leg. So for 33 years, what I've done is walked bad, favored this leg, did a whole bunch of things to compensate. And now these things that I did have came back to haunt me because they've created a kind of a muscle imbalance. So what's interesting is this camera thing. I'm sitting there looking at the camera all the time now with my videos I'm making, and sometimes I'm quite horrified that how I just don't care. Obviously you see that I make a video, I put it on my computer, I publish it. I don't sit around trying to put background music and all this stuff, because I don't know, any movement towards this just seems vain and whatever. But on the other side is there are parts of me that are probably extremely vain. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting there, and I'm going to do soon is I'm going to try to take videos in the park of me walking around with very tight clothing, so that I can see how my hips and my body moves. But I was laughing, I got a new shirt. This is my new shirt. It's a Hunt Club or something. I got it for $1. It's amazing what you can buy. But being that I'm looking at myself in this camera, I'm getting feedback. I mean, that's strange. I don't have much use for a mirror, and what can I do? I'm not. But what I really, the mirror is such a small snapshot that it really is kind of not very valuable. But what's interesting here is that I can take this camera, turn it on, and I can tell you if I can walk back and forth, and I can create different views of who I am. Now this is when you're trying to look for muscle imbalances in your body, and you're trying to figure out how you favor your leg and what you're doing. This becomes a much better way to do it than just kind of guessing. So I'm making a list of all the ways that I've favored my legs, and then I'm going to take 33 years of bad habit and try to reverse it. Basically, I'm a right-handed guy, and if I become a left-handed person, I use my left leg, and That about solves the problem. So when I step forward with the left leg. If I climb steps, I take the first step with the left leg. Everything's got to be lefty. Even when I'm reaching out, I have to reach out to use the muscles in my left leg and not, it's accumulative. But just a general thing, if you want to reinvent yourself, turn a camera on and use it for something positive instead of a vain thing. Don't try to always make yourself look beautiful, but try to see who you really are. And it's a kind of an interesting adventure. How I smile is now obvious on the camera because I see it so much. I smile, I take my lower lip down as opposed to my upper lip. What am I supposed to do? It's a habit. But generally, we can reinvent ourselves, and I would for sure think these nerds need to do this. Turn the camera on them and just look at themselves from an objective thing, compare themselves to Brad Pitt, and then try to figure out why they're having problems. Andy, hobo traveler in Dominican Republic, trying to find a way to get feedback to reinvent myself at age 56. Hasta luego.